You're about to spend 10 minutes watching this video. Most people will click away in the first 30 seconds. Not because the content isn't good, but because they already feel like they know what's coming. Another list of goals. Another promise of transformation. Another year where they start strong and fade by February. But here's what most people don't realize. The reason you fail isn't because you lack discipline. It's because you've been taught to think about goals in a way that works against how your mind actually functions. By the end of this video, you'll understand why 26 goals might be the only structure that actually rewrites the part of you that gives up. And you'll see exactly how to use that structure without burning out or pretending to be someone you're not. Now, before we go further, I need to tell you something uncomfortable. The reason most goal-setting systems fail isn't just because you quit. It's because the system itself was designed to make you quit. Think about it. You're told to pick one big goal, pour everything into it, and when life gets complicated, when your energy drops, when that goal stops feeling urgent, you're left with nothing. No momentum, no fallback, just guilt. The 26-goal framework works differently. It doesn't ask you to be perfect. It asks you to be human. And that difference is what changes everything. Let's start with what 26 goals actually means. It's not 26 separate mountains to climb. It's 26 small intentions spread across the year. 2 goals per month with 2 extra for flexibility. Each goal is small enough to finish in a few weeks, specific enough to know when it's done, and meaningful enough that finishing it changes something real in your life. The structure isn't there to overwhelm you. It's there to protect you from the thing that kills most people's progress. The belief that transformation happens all at once. Here's the truth. Your brain doesn't process change the way you think it does. When you set one massive goal, your mind sees it as a threat. It's too big, too vague, too far away. So your nervous system does what it's designed to do. It resists, procrastinates, finds reasons to delay. But when you break that same transformation into 26 smaller pieces, something shifts. Each piece feels achievable. Your brain stops resisting. It starts cooperating. And every time you finish one small goal, you get a hit of dopamine that makes the next one feel possible. This is where most people misunderstand discipline. They think discipline is about forcing yourself to do hard things. But real discipline is about designing a system where the hard things feel natural. The 26-goal framework does that. It removes the pressure of perfection. It gives you permission to focus on one thing at a time. And it builds a rhythm that becomes automatic. You're not white-knuckling your way through the year. You're following a pattern that your brain starts to crave. Now let's talk about what makes a good goal within this system. Can't be vague. Can't be something you hope happens. It has to be concrete. Finish reading 3 books on a specific topic. Build a daily movement routine you can do in 15 minutes. Have 5 deep conversations with people you respect. Learn to cook 10 meals you actually enjoy. Each goal should take effort, but not so much effort that you avoid starting. And here's the key. Each goal should teach you something about yourself that you didn't know before. Because the real power of this framework isn't in the goals themselves. It's in what happens to you while you're completing them. Every goal you finish rewires a belief. Every month you stay consistent, you prove to yourself that you're not the person who quits. And by the time you reach goal 26, you're not the same person who started. You've built evidence. You've trained your focus. You've learned how to keep moving even when motivation disappears. But there's something else happening beneath the surface. Most people live their lives reacting. They wake up and respond to whatever feels urgent. They drift from distraction to distraction. And at the end of the year, they look back and realize they didn't actually choose how they spent their time. The 26-goal system forces you to stop reacting and start deciding. It makes you think ahead. It makes you ask what actually matters. And it trains you to protect your attention from things that don't. Let me give you an example. Let's say one of your goals is to stop checking your phone first thing in the morning. Small goal. But to make it happen, you have to rethink your entire morning. You have to charge your phone outside your bedroom. You have to replace the scroll with something else. You have to sit with the discomfort of boredom. And in doing that, you start to notice how much of your day was running on autopilot. That one goal doesn't just change your morning. It changes how you see your own patterns. And once you see them, you can't unsee them. This is why the system works. It's not about hitting targets. It's about becoming someone who notices, someone who adapts, someone who doesn't need external pressure to keep going. And the structure makes it easier because you're never thinking about the whole year. You're only thinking about the next 2 goals. That's it. 2 focuses. For 2 weeks or a month. And when those are done, you move to the next 2. Now here's where it gets harder. Around goal 12 or 13, you'll hit resistance. Not because the goals are difficult, but because you'll start to feel the weight of consistency. You'll have been showing up for months, and part of you will want to stop. This is the moment most people quit. They tell themselves they've done enough. They've already changed. They don't need to keep going. But this moment is the entire point. This is where the real shift happens. Because if you push through this resistance, you cross a threshold. You stop being someone who tries. You become someone who finishes. And finishing matters more than most people realize. We live in a culture that celebrates starting. New projects, new ideas, new plans. But very few people know what it feels like to actually complete something meaningful. The 26-goal framework teaches you that feeling. And once you know it, you start to crave it. You stop leaving things half done. You stop making excuses. You start to trust yourself in a way you never could before. By the time you reach the final goals of the year, something quiet has changed. You're calmer. You're clearer. You don't need to prove anything to anyone because you've already proven it to yourself. And that inner certainty is worth more than any achievement. It's the foundation everything else is built on. So here's what this all means for you. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to pick 26 small things that matter. Write them down. Commit to finishing them. And trust that the process will change you in ways you can't predict. The goals are just the structure. The real transformation is what happens inside you while you're doing the work. If this resonated with you, consider leaving a like on this video and subscribing to Audiobook Studio. We create content like this to help you think deeper and live more intentionally. Thank you for listening.